What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, taking a look at my favorite team for the Ultra Premier Cup. Guys, this team has not only been fun to play, but it has given me some nice climbs. These are going to be the climbs from the first day that I played it. However, I've actually come back to it today, and I was able to hit Expert with it, so maybe I'll be able to put out a second video with that Expert run as well. But for today, just going to be focusing on the first battles, which were on, I believe, Saturday, maybe Sunday. Haven't really looked at these battles since then, so you're going to be kind of watching them back for the first time with me. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team. Going to be Shadow Hippowdon. This thing's actually a monster in this cup. There's so many poison types, so many electric types, and it's very neutral against everything else. Even the fighters, it's neutral against them. Greedent, it's neutral against. So it's either going to win lead or it's going to be neutral, except for against things like Swampert, which is a bit of a core breaker against this team, spoiler alert. But you don't see too many, at least at my elo, you don't. As my closer, I am running Shadow Galvantula. I was lucky enough to get a good one. Doesn't have to be the Shadow by any means. I just wanted to run the Shadow. I actually kind of messed up on this. I should have taken it to level 49.5 and then best buddied it to be able to get it close to 2500. I powered it up to 50, so it's a little bit shy of that 2500 CP mark y'all will notice, but it's fine. As I say so, I am using Tentacruel. Tentacruel, of course, great generalist. Does want to avoid the XL lanterns, but outside of that, it can pull shields from a lot of things. I guess Jellicent as well is a bit of a fun for it. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump on into some of these battles. Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about the core breaker since I've already mentioned both of them. It's really just Swampert and Jellicent that are core breakers. Hippo can survive a Hydro from regular Swampert, so you're going to be able to at least grab a shield advantage there. It's tough to play. I have beat a couple of them, so it's not horrible. And then kind of the same story with Jellicent. You survive a surf and then you're able to put Galvantula on it, so it's not horrible. Not horrible. My hair just looks crazy today. I don't know. I just styled it. I hope it doesn't bother you. I'm going to stop messing with it. Anyways, we do have a Dragonite right here. I was originally leading Swampert on this team, but I kept running into these Dragonites and I had no way to beat them, so I ended up swapping to Hippowdon, and I loved it. I loved it. I hated this thing in Open Ultra League. Hippo is not great in Open Ultra. It was definitely overhyped, and I'm glad I built it though, because of it's great here. Alright, so in Pokémon coming back in, we're going to be able to eat this. I should actually survive this. Should actually barely survive this Drill Pack. Yeah, we're going to get another Scald Off, which won't quite KO them, but it might threaten a shield from them regardless. Or maybe it would have KO'd there. We're going to come in. I'm going to try to snipe with the Galvantula. They are going to get one more move off. Yes, their attack is down, but Galv, just like it is in Great League, it doesn't really want to eat very many charge moves. In the back, it is going to be a Trevenant. We're going to be able to get this lunge off for neutral damage. Looks like 2 lunges will KO. They're going to have to throw before my second lunge. They do just that. Shadow Ball should be enough to take out. It's going to be all up to Hippo. Of course, we're going to be doing resisted damage with these sand attacks, and only neutral with the Weather Ball, which is non-stab and not a very hard-hitting move. But the nice thing is, like, sand attacks are 1-turn move, so we're doing at least 1 damage per move. And then, yeah, Weather Ball is just going to be enough to take out. You get there so quickly. It's incredible how spammy Shadow Hippowdon is. It really is. All right, picking up a great lead right here. Galvantula, they're going to be safe swapping into Jellicent. We're going to be able to answer with our Galvantula. 9 out of 10. Jellicent will bait with the Surf here, but I am going to be able to get this Discharge off first to grab their shield before they throw. Do I call this one? I call a lot of them. I do call this one. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like they have play in the 2 shields, so I don't really want to play out the 2 shields very often. But we can definitely win the 1s and the 0s. I do make a misplay here. I was trying to throw at proper timing. They're able to make it to another Surf here. So I actually ended up playing the 2 shield anyways. But the nice thing is, since I focused on proper timing, we're actually going to be able to take this. So just barely. So yeah, Discharge going to come through. This is going to be taking out the Jellicent. Of course, Lunge would have done it as well. Could have thrown either move. In the back, it's going to be a Tentacruel. I'm going to put my own Tentacruel on this. Yes, my Hippo is great against it, but I'd rather have Hippo on this Galv, of course. And I can just go for Weather Ball. They do get to debuff me here first. I should have thrown the Weather Ball before they debuffed me. Now I don't think it's going to quite KO. We'll see. Galv, of course, not super bulky. A little bit more bulky in the Ultra League, so it does survive that. I think I could have got the sand attack down there. I think I could have. I think one more would have KO'd them. But that's all right. Let's just be safe. And at this point, I don't even need to make it to the Scorching Sands because we're just going to have Tentacruel on Tentacruel. So as long as I have a health lead, like more health than them, we should be fine. Even if they start getting some debuffs. I mean, yeah, if they get like every single debuff and I get none, then sure. But we actually make it to a second wipe ball. So now 2 Scalds from me should KO them. I mean, this should just be too much energy for them to overcome. And I kept my Hippo alive, so if I need to clear this debuff later on, I'm going to be able to do that. You do get the debuff on the first one, meaning the second Scald won't quite go, but I also get the debuff on them. I'm surprised that they're still in this, but that's perfectly fine. Like, I respect people playing it out because I normally play it out. I'm going to go for the Sludge Wave here. I don't think a Scald would even KO from here after I'm double debuffed. We're going to be able to get off another Scald. I don't think they got the debuff on that one. I'm not 100% sure, but Sludge Wave should be enough. Actually, it's not. It's still not. Anyways, GG's. Well played to my opponent. Hippo into Magnezone. Yeah, I saw a ton of electric leads. A ton of electric leads. We're going to safe swap out into Annihilate. Tentacruel doesn't have a great... Like, it's not as good of a matchup as you want it to be into Annihilate, because remember, Annihilate is part Ghost, which resists the poison type attacks. So I do come in instead with my Spider. And so it's another scenario. Like, there's no way they're going to throw the Shadow Ball, right? They're actually running Ice Punch, which we survived. And now I will have to shield up this one, but I will be able to get my second discharge off. If they want to, they can 2-shield and they can take Switch here, which wouldn't be great for me. And they don't. So thank goodness. Thank goodness. They're going to be coming in now with their Magnezone. It's running Spark and it's purified. So I started to think like, okay, this is a bit of a Spice Lord here. Either they're running Flash Cannon or they're running Return. I'm going to go ahead and respect it. And there it is. It's the Flash Cannon. We shield it. We're going to be able to just hard farm them down at this point. They recognize it. I'm at 100 energy already though. We're going to be able to throw this Rock Slide into, what was this? Oh, it's Zard. Yeah, game's over. Game's over. So Hippowdon doing a nice job at core breaking there. All right, up against Jash, a very great battler, top of the leaderboard many times, and running a not so great lead for my Hippo with the Shadow Feraligatr. I'm gonna be able to throw this called. I know, Jash. Like you see, yeah, I play different when I recognize the names because normally I full send there. But I'm like, he probably expects me to full send. He knows I run Sludge Wave. I'm gonna bait, and well, that bit me real quick. Reaction no shields, comes in with his own shadow. Oh, actually running double shadows. I didn't even notice that. So cool team so far. Double water and double shadow. I wish I had my Galv on the lead for sure. I'm gonna be able to get this next Scald off. It's like, yeah, I could fight for Switch now, but his Feraligatr just has so much energy that my Galv's in trouble. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this Scald. He's already shown Acid Spray. And I think I can Volt Switch down before he makes it to another Scald. This should just be an Acid Spray. I'm not going to shield. I need my shields anyways. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Alright, it's just an Acid Spray. Comes in with a Go-Goat. And I'm like, what in the world is on my screen? I can't really swap here. This is really uncomfortable for me. But I can debuff this thing at least. I can debuff it. Our defense is down 2 stages. We have to shield everything right here. Goes for the Leaf Blade. Probably would have been enough to KO since I am 2 stages debuffed. Gonna go for another lunge immediately here. Who's the second shield? I'm thinking 2 stages debuff. Maybe Hippo can put in some work. We lure back out the Feraligatr. I'm like, maybe I have play. Hydro Cannon does not KO. We're gonna be able to get this Rock Slide off. I start to wonder, like, even good for me? I'm not sure. He gets the Vine Whip down. At this point, I'm trying to remember what the second move from Go-Goat is. I knew at one time I had Rock Slide. I'm like, I better respect this. It doesn't have Rock Slide anymore. It's just Brick Break. So now he drops my defense, and you guessed it, Leaf Blade's going to be played to KO. Now I looked it up, and I believe Leaf Blade does like 30%. So it would have been real close to KOing anyways. It likely would have, but I definitely shouldn't have shielded the first one knowing he had that much energy, if I were to remember the moveset. Alright, we have a Annihilate in the lead. I do always swap out I expect them to swap when I swap because I resist the counters, and they never do. But still, we lure out their Tentacruel, which is fine. I'm gonna be able to get this second Scald off, and it looked like that was CMP. It's pretty good for me. We get the second attack drop. We do not. That's fine. This Scald shouldn't quite KO, even though I wish it would. Yeah, I don't want to give them farm. I don't want to give them all this extra energy. We're going to be able to get one more Scald off, which is nice. Which means their Scald might be doing less. Do I get the debuff? We do. Beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to come in with Galvin. I think I'm just going to eat here. I'm hoping that they don't reach a second one. Yeah, we easily tank that. Cool. They get KO'd. I took a lot of damage from those poison jabs, though. I'm not going to lie. It did a lot more than I expected it to. That's alright, though. We do have energy. They come out with a Feraligatr. I'm not going to throw immediately. It looked like I pressed my lunge there, but instead gave me an extra volt switch. I'm not sure. We're not going to bait here, though, because, yeah, lunge wouldn't have KO'd. And then here I do bait. I think this is the battle against Drew, right? Yeah, I think this is Drew. Anyways, we do bait. Ends up calling the bait. I'm like, well, that might have been my lose con. Ice Punch comes through. We go ahead and tank the first one. I didn't want to shield a potential Night Slash and then end up boosting. That's the reason I ate the first one. And now I'm thinking probably my only win con is to double bait and then reach the Scorching Sands. Hippo is fast enough that I think I can do it since he's on Ice Punch and not on Night Slash. There is the second bait. We grab the second shield and there it is. Oh, beautiful. This is why I love Hippo. It's so quick. Putting in the work right there, even after taking the Ice Punch. GG's, well played. Alright, Dragonite lead. Yeah, I mean, this is why we put Hippo instead of Swampert. One of the reasons. They say swap out into Feraligatr. I'm a little bit slow on my swap because I wasn't expecting them to swap there. We're going to have to shield this up, of course. It's a matchup that we can play the 2s if we need to play the 2s to keep alignment, though I don't know that I need the 2s to get alignment. I'm not sure what I do here. I do shield it because I have energy on Gal, and that's threatening anyways. Even the lunge does like 40% to his Shadow Dragonite. I end up going for the lunge here. It does a lot. And yeah, right there. See, they're already in the yellow. But man, if I would have just thrown the discharge, this thing would practically be dead. Like 2 poison jabs would have KO'd it for sure. And now in the back, they have a lantern and I have no shields. So now in a bit of a pickle. I'm in a bit of a pickle. They go for the surf. I don't want to bait. I know Hippo is quick. I'm thinking that I can outpace them just going straight Scorching Sands. However, I was a little bit slow on my swap. And they get their one turn before me. And the second surf is going to be enough to take out. Still, it's not over. I do have Sludge Wave on my Tentacruel. And I think I've done enough fast move damage that the Sludge Wave will KO. So they're not going to be able to connect with a Thunderbolt. Except for they are. Oh man, if I was just quicker with my swap, we win this one. If I would have just KO'd the Dragonite even, we probably win that one. But a couple misplays on my part cost me the game. Alright, the next one. Technically a core breaker here with the Shadow Gligar. It's not that bad though. Hippo really puts up like a surprisingly good fight here. You don't win any of the shield scenarios. I think you can win the 1s and 2s if you properly call the Earthquake, but it's just not favorable. However, I end up trying to play the 1s because I'm like, yeah, there's no way they're gonna bait here. No way. And of course they do. I'm still gonna be able to get this next Weather Ball off. I believe that was on CMP. We do win CMP, which is really nice. We're able to grab the shield back, and at this point, I don't want to get double baited, so I do no shield. They go for the Earthquake. I'm thinking I can Volt Switch down with Galvantula. We're at 5. That's an Aerial Ace. We'll do a lot. Yeah, I do throw up a shield. They shouldn't reach another one though. So they end up swapping out into Greedent. So they just locked themselves in here. I'm going to be able to debuff them. Of course, they are very spammy, but we can definitely tank a Body Slam. We're going to do that. We're going to tank this first Body Slam. And I go for the catch on the second one. Yeah. Galv with energy is just useful. Normally when they swap out like that, it's like, yeah, they got a better answer in the bag, but there's not a whole lot that's walling both electric and bug type moves in this meta. So I decided to go ahead and bank that energy. So I'm just eating some debuffed body slams here. Tentacruel does win CMP if you are in this matchup, which I was in this matchup a lot. In the back, it's going to be Poliwrath. So yeah, there we go. Like the Shadow Galv's energy is definitely very useful here. Going to go straight for the Sludge Wave. We get the low power notification. That's fine. We're going to be able to even get this Scald off before they are able to get theirs off. And there it is. There's the combo play. Combo play. Going to be able to get this Discharge off. Take out the Poliwrath. We still have this Greedent alive. We make it there. We make it there on a CMP. Let's go. Beautiful, beautiful. They still got the Gliscor alive, but it's over. It's over at this point. I think they've even closed their app because I can just vote switch down before the Gliscor even gets to another move. Yep. There it is. Yeah, so I guess they would have survived one more. Maybe they get the vote switch off there, but or the vote switch, the arrow ace off there, but they definitely don't take out my Tentacruel as well. Anyways, that's going to be a GG's well played to all of my opponents. Yeah, I've really enjoyed running this team. I think it's fun, it's unique, and again, it's helped me climb up to leaderboard elo, right? I was at the bottom of the leaderboard. I don't think I'm going to actually be on there because I did tank a little bit after I was on the leaderboard elo, but this team is good enough to get me there. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I hope y'all did too. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your support. If you did enjoy today's video, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Thank you to my channel members for your support. Until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.